Hi guys, this is a response to the thread Gimme 10, 1973. And let's start off with Tower of Power. What a great album. A lot of horns. And this is the first album they got as a lead singer Lenny Williams. And this put everything together. A lot of great songs on them. All of course backed up with horns. I mean, if you look at the back, tenor sax, clarinet, second tenor sax, baritone sax, trumpet, trombone, flugelhorn, baritone horn, trumpet, flugelhorn second. I mean, unstoppable. Very fun album. A nice one to start off. Second one I selected from 1973 because it is amazing. 1973 is just like music exploded in all directions. Kool and the Gang, wild and peaceful. So this album, I don't think it needs any explanation why I selected it. It's very funky. It says on the title, funky stuff. This is more funky stuff. I mean, I must honestly say 72 Soul Macassa was released, and this really inspired Kool and the Gang to change it a little bit. Of course we have again a lot of horns, trumpets, but this is also jungle boogies on this one, funky stuff. I mean, it's crazy, very fun album. I'm going a little bit quicker through all the albums. If I can, I want to keep it under 10 minutes. But I also have to show, of course, in jazz, Eddie Henderson. It was very tempting to pick up Herbie Hancock's sextet, but for me, this one is just a touch better, although the players are almost exactly the same, except for, I don't know, one guy is missing. To give you a little taste of the album, it's in very much the same style. You can. So this is really, I would almost say pre-73, because in 73 everything got looser, got more groovy. But this is a very beautiful, relaxing, atmospheric album with a lot of great songs. And Eddie Henderson, somehow, I don't know what he mixed up in the group or how he changed it, but this one just clicks for me. I'm talking about Herbie Hancock. You cannot do Gimme 10, 1973 with funky music and leave out Herbie Hancock. He changed his style, like a lot of people did in this 1973. But Headhunters, that was really the start of a new direction he went. If you take Watermelon Man, this really sums it up. It also seems that music was more feel-good. It was more happy music that was being played. Or that came because of the instruments, more electronic stuff got introduced. But in general, what I like, since 1973, music was more out there, it was more happy. Or at least the albums I selected. Because I'm a little bit amazed when you look at this series, and I must thank Fred for starting it. It's how diverse music is and how everybody's taste is different. And because a lot of people will not select this album, I must say, because Donald Byrd made so many great albums, especially late 60s, beginning of the 70s. Those albums were, I don't know how, if it was better or worse, but 1973 things got changed. And Donald Byrd got with the producers, the Missile Brothers, and they really mixed it up and gave him a complete new sound. So some people are pre-73, I am more of the post-73 because I love this stuff. This is before you had fusion, jazz rock, but this is jazz funk, and I'm so happy they came up with this kind of music because it makes me happy. And he made a lot of albums after this because the same year also Street Lady came out. Maybe Street Lady is even better, but I picked this one. And also the songs on this one is very good. What I should mention is also, because I will not show a Crusaders album in this Gimme 10, which is a little bit surprising, but the Crusaders almost played on this one. I mean, Joe Sample, the keyboards, Wilton Felder played on it, so the Crusaders did a lot of session work. This album I have shown before, Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes, because here they nailed it. This is the album for me for 73. How surprising that may be, because there's one song on it which it changed music really. I mean, I think this is the song I love the most. It was also calls also The Love I Lost, because I explained it already in one of the Ain't It Funky series, but this is the first song with four in the groove. Earl Young invented it, and this was the start of disco. I mean, you have Barry White of course and some pre-disco, but here we have disco, the first disco song. I mean, so many songs have the four on the floor and it sounds simple, and Andy, we discussed it a little bit, but it's very hard to play. I'm not a drummer, but from the people I know, four on the floor, to play it perfectly is very hard. And of course it's not all about four on the floor, because the hi-hats, those are what makes the song. The way Earl Young on this one also interplays with the hi-hats on the floor, with the four on the floor, the bass drum, just perfect. So for me, this album, this song is great. And it's not only this song, because if you only need to skip the first song, that's called Cabaret. I don't know why they put it on, but that's not really there. But this really, the way they sing, the band, this is really my favorite album. 73, or the most important one, because you have the Philadelphia sound, and in 73 also the OJs came out, this album. Also Gamble and Huff written and produced, I guess. And this is also, the other one is more like ballads and up-tempo songs. With the OJs they also showed they could go in a different direction. Still very, very good songs. But some have a little bit of a deeper background, and it has that really great sound. Really, this is also an album. Of course, it's most famous for The Love of Money, and that is Put Your Hands Together. I selected this song because it shows there are a little bit more social conscious songs on this one. This is for me 73. When I think I can show, of course, the different albums I'm now showing, but this vibe, that's really 73 for me. Soundtracks. There was a great soundtrack in 73. Coffee. I don't know the film, I've never seen it. I think a lot of people have never seen this movie. But the soundtrack by Roy Ayers is classic. And I think it is one of the first blaxploitation albums I got. And I got introduced to it. And I must say, for 73, there's a lot of deep bass. The vibes, of course, by Roy Ayers, which give it that special touch. You can immediately almost recognize it as it is his album. And It's amazing that he did just this soundtrack for this movie. I mean, I don't know how many were pressed at that time, but it's very little. He could have made it easily in a commercial album. Next one is a little bit of a funny one. It's a personal favorite. Marco Di Marco. He's from Italy. Here he plays piano, and here he plays in a trio setting. He plays together with Jackie Sampson on bass and Charles Chaudret, I guess. I don't know if he was French or not. He plays the drums. Those really give the rhythm section really tight, and that gives the opportunity for Marco Di Marco to play around a little bit, give it a different vibe. And I must say, for trio music, piano music, it's surprising and it is very addictive, this album. I also got an original. This is the repress I'm now playing, or the reissue, because the original I only played like when there's a special occasion, like you do a special wine, and then I put that one on because it's perfect and I will not play it on this kind of turntable. But you got this nice, typical for the Italians at that time, there's kind of a funky undercurrent on this one, which makes it very, very enjoyable. And the last album, I was very skeptical if I should play it or not, because it will ruin my... Oh, I don't have any image on this. And it's already blown with the different albums I've shown. This is an album I play the most of all the albums from '73. This is because my parents had this album. They had the cassette. It was played in the car when we drove to different locations or on holidays. This was always playing in the background. And I know this song by heart. The album is very cheap. You can get it for $1. You probably every box you go to, you will see it. And it's also not really an album, it's compilation. So I don't know if that's allowed in the Gimme 1073, but I had to put it in because this is, for me, I know the words to every song. I think if I play an intro, you will also recognize it almost immediately. And yes, it's the Carpenters, the singles, 69 till 73. And the voice of Karen Carpenter on this one is just... If you play it on a full-blown stereo system, it's so beautiful. You can just feel the voice, you can feel the emotion. I mean, maybe I'm soft because it's all soft poppy songs, but the melody, everything, I don't know. This really, when I'm in a bad mood, I put this one on, I sing with it, sing out loud, and it makes me happy. I mean, this is beautiful. Well, this was the last one. It was already 10 albums. Hope you enjoyed it and like to see the responses of everybody else. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.